Man, I need to quit reading YouTube comments. I have this unfortunate, like, predilection to looking down there where I shouldn't be. So I might know the outcome of this game. Or that YouTube commenter might be full of crap, which is about a 30% chance of that. Anyway, knowing the outcome or not, this is going to be a Zerg vs. Zerg on match point, which is weird, but okay. sAviOr's down here in white. Yeah, that's sAviOr, the Maestro, looking bored like he has been, really. And YellOw, he looks really hunched over, like that screen needs to be tilted up more, like he's too tall for it. I don't know. But YellOw is definitely a pretty good Zerg player. He's sort of shown flashes of being a really high level Zerg, but isn't quite there yet. He's definitely a mediocre or mediocre. He's a pretty good player. And sAviOr obviously he's sAviOr. He doesn't need the introduction, but he's been put back into CJ's like main lineup. He plays pretty much every other set or so. He hasn't been playing much over the holidays. I don't know why. Perhaps because he's been losing a lot. But he got CJ basically to recommit to him and just, put him back in. They traded away Quanro, and sAviOr is basically their second Zerg, and he plays a lot now. And his record hasn't been all that great. He's going for some sort of 12 or something. Both players are going for 12. It looks like sAviOr is going to go for a 12 hatch, which is not terrible. The rush distance on this map is funny because it's not that long, but it's not that close. And 12 hatch versus 12 pull gas should be definitely in sAviOr's favor. We'll see what happens with the results of this. I'm quite sure that YellOw is going to follow this up with a hatchery of his own, so that won't put him too far behind. He'll be a drone or two behind, or 4 lings behind, perhaps, depending on how sAviOr swings it, which is an advantage, but it's not insurmountable by any means. And yes, see how prophetic. I haven't even seen this. I'm just no, it's pretty logical what YellOw was doing there. You go 12 pull on a map like this, you're taking the safe expansion. Now his Zerglings will be out, and sAviOr's he looks like he's saving up a larva, so he'll have 6 Zerglings popping or morphing soon of his own. Oh man, all the all the words in that sentence were not in the right order. But anyway, you have to take them in the order they come. You can't shuffle them all around you want. So, and since this is a 2-player map on match point, this is weird to see a Zerg vs. Zerg on match point. I don't think I've ever watched one of these. Perhaps I have. But both players are getting the exact scout on the others. You can see they sent their overlords in parallel lines across the map to the opponent's natural, because that's the most important part, and it allows you to see Zerglings that are trying to get out, say, from earlier pools. And oof, sAviOr loses 1 Zergling. 2 Zerglings, pretty bad micro there. That's not what you want to see. That was not necessary, buddy. You have nothing else to be doing. You might as well pay attention to your Zerglings. This is sort of the advantage of the hatchery first build. YellOw can't really defend this with just Zerglings. sAviOr has, say, those 4 more Zerglings, and they're gonna push YellOw back. And must be more than 4 Zerglings worth of advantage if YellOw is still putting down the Sunken after getting 2 free kills there. Maybe he just wants to be really safe. And sAviOr's backing off. He's not gonna push it, and I think he realizes that he can't. He did exactly what he wanted to do there, which is make YellOw put down a Sunken. Because that's a drone that sAviOr's got mining that YellOw doesn't. I think sAviOr's putting down his Spire. I think YellOw was too. I didn't actually get to see. They focused on YellOw's base for like a second, and then skated away, and you can get to see what was actually in there. I'm going to click on every one of sAviOr's buildings instead. Yeah, he did put down a Spire, so the Spire timings are pretty much the same with these builds. And sAviOr sending his Zerglings all over the map trying to get a... Well, I think he's getting a scout on all these other bases, making sure there's any trickery going on. But in addition, I think he's going to sort of he's got a lot of Zerglings, and maybe he's going to put some Zergling pressure onto YellOw here. Use that early advantage, see if YellOw may have overcommitted to drones. YellOw has produced a couple drones, but not really more than sAviOr, I think. sAviOr's gone for the earlier gas, so he's going to have more gas for Mutas too. And he's got a lot of Zerglings, and they're still coming in here back from their trips all around the map. But YellOw has his Zerglings in a great little wall position right there behind that sunken, where they can move up and protect that sunken and jibble all the pathing around for sAviOr's Zerglings. So, and an Evo chamber going down right in front of that sunken to help block. Zerglings are all over the place. Oh man, sAviOr's Zerglings running around back behind the line there, and wow, that just was a blocking Evo chamber. He replaces it now, and all of sAviOr's Zerglings go down. 2 get into the main, but they're not going to be able to do that much. They'll get a drone kill maybe, and that wasn't such a good engagement from sAviOr. That was clutch from YellOw. That block of the sunken with the Evo chamber just really helped everything out there. sAviOr's Zerglings were trying to run all the way around that whole Evo chamber, like half of them were, and they weren't engaging. And then sAviOr, I'm pretty sure, had more Zerglings than YellOw, and he just lost all his stuff. So that sucks for sAviOr. But he's got Mutas out, and it's not like YellOw didn't build that many Zerglings too. So the fact is they both lost their armies, and they're trying to get up Mutalist now. So I don't think that was obviously not a great engagement for sAviOr, but yeah, YellOw's losing the small Zergling advantage he had coming out of that, and it doesn't look like he's going to be able to get in and get any harass or anything done, or put them below some Mutas and take up some fire or something. So I guess we get to see a Muta Scourge micro battle between the Maestro and the guy who can't think of his own name, YellOw. So perhaps maybe YellOw is like Go See Flying, and ArnC is his actual name, and YellOw is like clan tag. Cause no, Flying didn't get the memo, and he put his name inside of braces and put the clan name outside the braces, and that's clearly wrong. But I'm pretty sure YellOw's name is YellOw, and he just doesn't have any creativity whatsoever, which is weird because his brother has a sweet name. He has a completely legitimate name. It's unique and makes English sense. A color as your ID? Come on. Not to make fun of real YellOw, but that's already been done. Like, it wasn't even that great of an idea for real YellOw, and now we have fake YellOw. Nah. So looks like both players are gonna lose an Overlord here. You kind of expect that. The Overlord's all over to scouting, and well, man, sAviOr, pay attention to your drones. He loses a drone there. YellOw somehow snuck a Zergling in. Fortunately for sAviOr, he managed to take it out after only one drone. There's another Zergling, and it gets sniped this time by the Mutas, so it can't cause any damage. But still losing drones. You don't want to lose drones in a ZVZ, because that's an extra drone your enemy has, and that's just going to be more Mutas for him. And Mutas reinforced instantly, as we all know, and that means your opponent will win the battle.